Hey guys, Mike here. So today's cult classic review is 1995's Kids, starring Leo Fitzpatrick as Telly. In Kids, we follow a group of teens as they go around New York City, skating, drinking, smoking, and deflowering virgins. And so we have Kids. So guys, this is another movie in this series. Before watching or reviewing it today, I had not seen it before, nor had I ever heard of this one. Didn't know any of the characters, didn't know what it was about, knew absolutely nothing about it. So again, this is another one I had no major expectations going into it. So, what did I think of Kids? Well, let's talk about the things I did like about this film. Everything in this film does feel quite real. I feel like these are the kind of conversations that kids these age would kind of have, and everything they did and said did feel quite real. And beyond that, honestly, I just didn't really like anything else about this film. I didn't like any of the characters in this film. Every single one of them are just absolute terrible scumbags. And it gets to the point where I don't think characters like this should really have any light shined upon them. It would be one thing if these characters were charming or likable or were funny or the kind of people that you'd want to hang out with. But none of these characters have any of those qualities. They're horribly disrespectful to people. They're unnecessarily violent. And just not really anything likable about him. And beyond the characters themselves, the performances weren't really anything amazing either. The lead was who I had the most problem with, and though I imagine this was how this character was meant to be portrayed, he was really uninteresting to listen to. Because he had this really nasally, slurry voice, it just really made you not want to listen to anything this guy said. And just most of the storytelling and pacing in this was just really uninteresting as well. This movie just felt like an eternity to watch. Though something that I did think was going to be interesting in this was the fact that there were two separate stories going on at once. You were following the main kid, who was just going about his business, just hanging out with his friends, smoking, drinking, the whole works. And then the other side, you're following this girl who just found out that she's got an STD, and she's trying to find the guy who gave it to her. And at some point, you know these two stories are going to collide, and you would expect a decent payoff for this. But decent's not the word that I'd use to describe the climax of this film. Because this girl, after loads of drinking, drugs, and trying to find this guy, she eventually does find him. She goes to confront him, but then because he's having sex and he tells her to go away, goes to a sofa, sits down, passes out, one of his friends comes over, checks if she's alive, and then proceeds to rape her. And it's not anything that's implied or anything like that. They basically show you everything that happens. And I would say that this scene definitely fits in with these characters and these settings, because it's just pretty much like a really horrible scene to watch. But then I would say the worst thing about it, though, is that the film kind of tries to play it off as a joke. Because in the very final scene, the character who raped the girl kind of wakes up and went, "Whoa, what just happened?" And it's supposed to come across as quite a funny and kind of light-hearted thing, but it's basically just really making light of the situation. And I would say that if the film was a bit funnier and a bit better put together, this scene would have worked. But because I didn't really like this film in any way, shape or form, and I wasn't going to give it really any leeway, I just really hated this ending. Basically, in summary, guys, this is a film I really want to forget. But honestly, that's going to be quite easy for me, because besides a couple of standout scenes, this film is honestly very forgettable. So guys, would I consider Kids a personal cult classic, and would I recommend that you guys should see it? Honestly, no, I would not put this movie as a personal cult classic. I just really didn't like this film. I appreciate quite a few things that this movie tried to go for, and it does succeed in quite a fair few of them, but honestly, besides this film feeling real, there's not really much else I can praise it for. And as for everyone out, you guys should see it. Honestly, I would do yourselves a favour and just steer clear of this one. Because in all honesty, there are better things out there that show how kids really talk and really act than this one. Honestly, I would say watch In-Betweeners before you watch this one, because honestly for me, that's a much better portrayal for how kids really talk, who drink, smoke, and have sex all the time, and it's just a much funnier thing to watch. I can appreciate why people would like this film, but honestly, I would not recommend that you should watch it. Okay guys, that's my cult classic review of Kids. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Whatever you think, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!